Hi everyone, Richard Robbins here for your monthly market update. The numbers are in from the Calgary Real Estate Board. However, I'm going to do something totally different in this update. Here's what I want to do. I want to go back and I want to look at the last 5 years. How many sales do we do in each of the last 5 years? And then I'm also going to look at average sale price. What was the average sale price in each of the last 5 years? And then I'm going to give you my prediction for 2019. First of all, let's get into the numbers. Look at 2014. You did 25,543 sales. Well, what happened in 2015? Our sales went down. Obviously a lot to do with oil pricing. So in other words, we went down to 18,839 sales, which was down by 26%. That's a big decrease, everybody. 2016, we went to 17,800 sales, down by 5%. And then we went up just a little wee bit. In 2017, we went up to 18,800 sales, which was up by 6%, which is really the same amount of sales we did in 2015. But what happened in 18? Well, down we go again, 16,144 sales, which was a decrease of 14.5%. Now let's put that number in perspective. We were down by 2,740 sales. And as you know, every sale has two ends, has a buyer end, has a seller's end, which really means we were down by almost 5,500 ends. Like, think about that. 5,500 ends were just no longer there for all the real estate sales professionals. So there was more competition. There was a much smaller pie. People had to compete much more. So I'll talk more about that as we get into the prediction. But what happened with prices? So if you look in 2014, we were at 480,932. What happened 15? Obviously affected by oil price, we went down to 467, down by 3 points. Then what happened? We went up a little wee bit to 478, up by 2.4, and then we went to 480, which was almost the same as 2016. And then of course you can see in 2018 we're at 475,000, down by 1.1% or $5,400. So bottom line is this: if you look, 2014 your average sale was 480, 2018 it's 475. What's happened with the average price of your market? Hasn't moved. All within $5,000, right? So you're working in a very, very balanced market, which you have now for the last 5 years. But what do I predict, I should say, for 2019? Well, first of all, let's go back. From the summer of 2017, do you realize that we've had 5 Bank of Canada rate increases? That's right, 5, quarter point each. That's 1.25%. Okay, people have to pay more for the money they borrow. Then what happens in January? Well, let's throw in a stress test. So you got to qualify for 2 percentage points higher than before. So there's been a lot of things that have happened that is stimulating the market to cause the sales and prices to weaken a little bit. So what's my prediction? We're going to have more of the same. Now, saying that, we do have a federal election coming up this fall. Now, when we're having a federal election, what do the feds want? They want everything to be stable, right? They don't want to make a lot of news. They sure don't want the stock market going down. Now, I'm not saying they can control it all, but they want things to remain as stable as possible so they can try to get reelected. So I don't think you're going to see any rate increases this year, and if you do, it might only be one. I don't think it's going to be too much, right? And not only that, things have already slowing down, so I think Bank of Canada looks at that and says, whoa, 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 we better slow this process down. So I don't think you're going to see a lot of stimulus that's going to affect the marketplace. However, I'm not convinced it's going to get any better unless something happens with oil prices in the pipeline. That could help. So you're going to be stuck with about 16,000 sales or 32,000 ends. So I look at it this way and say, well, then what do you need to do? Because you're going to continue in really a balanced market, even slightly towards a buyer's market on the high-end detached homes. Definitely a strong buyer's market when it comes to condos, but I would say you're more in a balanced market when it comes to the average or low-priced detached properties. Number one, you better make sure you're pricing your listings well. Number two, you want to make sure that listing shows very well. Number three, you might want to try to incentivize the agents by maybe paying them a little more and getting them excited about showing your listings. Maybe you incentivize the buyers by offering the low interest rate. I've seen a number of signs lately where it says 1.9% financing on it. Why? Because they're buying down the rates of the mortgage and trying to offer something to buyers to come in to buy those particular homes. What about working with a buyer? You're going to have to be patient. They're going to want to negotiate. The deals are going to take a little bit longer. There's no question. You're not going to probably put it together in 2 hours or 20 hours. It might take you a week or 2 weeks to keep working on a deal to bring it together, but don't give up. You've only lost when you give up. And I think if you can incorporate these things into your business and be generating more leads, more marketing than ever before, because leads are going to be scarce, then what will happen is you will outperform the market. So I want to say this: don't allow the market to determine your income. You determine your income. You need to go out and you need to take a bigger piece of a smaller pie. That's what you got to do every day to maintain what you were doing before and increase from where you were. At the end of the day, everybody, I hope this was helpful. And remember, it's a beautiful life, everybody. Make it count.